record this computer. Okay, so we're recording right now. But what I'm gonna be doing is you guys see out Elmodern Trades. That is my Instagram and my Facebook and my everything. If you search Elmodern Trades, it's gonna pull me up. Um, I'm going over the basics for you guys, like the basics for you new guys. If you have any questions, again, drop it in chat. But I'm not even gonna go over harmonic patterns and stuff today. I mean, I might in the end, but the basics of this whole call tonight is to get you guys familiar with even getting to the point of catching the pattern that's going to make you, let me see, to make you 160 pips on a pattern. I have people who hit me up asking about trading who said they struggle to get a few pips, like 10 to 15. And we're dropping patterns in here to get 150. Like that by itself is great. This pattern right here, that missed entry, went for 474 pips. Like, I'm not gonna say that's not normal, because I mean, when you learn how to trade and you get the pattern and stuff, you get the harmonic pattern and stuff, they come no matter what time frame they're on. But before we even get there, let me show you guys how to get to the point of getting confident in your trades, you know, marking your charts up, even using TradingView. So I know some of you guys don't even know what platform I'm on right now. This is TradingView. It is a website. I think they have an app too. I don't ever use the app on my phone. I'm not gonna lie to you. All I ever use is the website because I mean, you know, I'm using it in front of a computer when I'm up here trying to mark these charts up. And when I'm not in front of a computer, I just let it ride from my phone. I can mark it up on my phone too, but on here, it's so many tools. It makes life way easier. So I'm literally gonna go over one pair today. Now, for you guys who are new, stick to one, maybe two pairs, well, I'll say 1 to 3 pairs at the most. Like, you guys see the side of my screen over here on the far right. I have like 20 something pairs open, might be more than that. Don't be like me. I've been doing this for a while. Don't be like me. I go through every pair. I try to find what I can find to see what's moving in my direction and what might not be. But with that being said, I'm about to go and get started in this bad boy. And let me erase this all off. So if you guys don't know, this is TradingView. TradingView, and you go in here and it's how you mark your charts up, because they have a lot of tools. Delete. Now, I'm more than just marking the tool up. I'm gonna go over some of the basic terminology you guys should need to know to get a grasp on things. I remember when I first started trading and I BS my way through the academy, and I got to the point of trying to do a live class, and the dude was like, yeah, the SL being hit. And I was like, what is he talking about? I know what the SL was. I know what the take profit was. I didn't know what a support resistance was. I know what diagonal trend line was. I didn't know none of that stuff. And I went through the academy 2 times, but each time I went through the academy, I was BSing. I was just listening and not listening to learn. I was just listening to say, yeah, I finished this video. And honestly, when we're in the field of trying to make money or trying to make your money make money, not paying attention is not going to work. Hold on real quick. Yeah, so not paying attention is not going to work. I realized this is something that you have to take seriously if you want to make serious money on it, like for real. And for my video recording purposes, I didn't realize, Steph brought this to my attention, that if someone drops a question in the chat, I'm going to reread their question before I answer it, because what I was doing was just answering the question and not rereading it. So when someone goes back and rewatch this video, they don't know what the person asked. So I'll make sure I read the question off the chat that I have put up on my screen. But yeah, so again, I'm gonna say it one more time, tradingview.com. This is the website that we all use, they mark up on. So if you go in anybody's class, if you use the harmonic scanner, it's all powered through TradingView. TradingView is the tool. Now, I kind of randomly picked a random pair to mark up stuff on, because I'm not gonna lie to you, it doesn't really matter which pair you use to mark the stuff up on. It's because it's gonna be universal all the way across how you do your basic markups on everything. So I'm gonna do not so much of a fly through, but I'm gonna go do support resistance. I'm looking at this paper, I didn't write nothing down, but I'm gonna do support resistance, diagonal trend lines, how to do a simple entry on a trade, like probably one of the safest entries you can do in a trade. I'm sure you guys how to do that too. And I don't use any indicators on here. Some people you will see that have the EMAs on here. You probably know what that means. It's an estimating moving average. People use those. I don't use any of that stuff because I feel like I kind of don't need it. But to each their own. So if you see somebody using like a bunch of indicators or using the RSI or looking at divergence, stuff like that, that's all a personal preference thing. Like that's not what I do. But also your tandem tool you use with TradingView, and it's TradingView, MetaTrader 4, and then it's Forex Factory. Now, A lot of people don't know about Forex Factory. Forex Factory will show you major news events that are coming up. If you see a red folder, just know that this is a major news event. Like for instance, tonight they have AUD news on for retail sales. That means the AUD pairs are going to move. And sometimes they push soft, sometimes they push hard. You see, there's another red folder for AUD at 12:30 in the morning. So I mean, that means that if this first folder don't make money move real hard, these two right here will. They're going to make things move real hard. And look at this, 9:30 tomorrow, another red folder for AUD. And how this is set up is this is what happens. So this is actual. This is what they think is going to happen in the middle, and this is what happened before. So I mean, sometimes you can go by those, a lot of times you can't. I mean, it's just telling you what happened in the past or what they think might happen. So be unaware of that. If you decide I'm going to try to test the waters on a trade and you get into a trade and it goes like real hard the opposite direction, just know it might be news that you weren't thinking of or news that you missed. So back to this naked CAD JPY pair. So at the top of here, I have my favorites. If you have not been using TradingView for a while or at all, it's not going to show this. And how you can get favorites is you go to the side over here and you just put a star next to something. It puts it in your favorite. But besides all that, what I'm using right now is the regular horizontal line. And for my daily, I'm on a daily chart. You see up here, you can change your time frames. This is the daily. I don't mark up anything higher than the daily. This is, you can go all the way to the monthly, which would mean that every single one of these candlesticks, every one of these candlesticks, this long green one, this is a whole month worth of movement. Every one of these red ones is a whole month worth of movement. That's a lot of information in one candle that you're missing right there. So I mean, I guess this is a good way to see where where the highs and lows of a price has been, unless you're just swing trading like crazy, which is definitely possible. But got a Gartley forming up. But unless you're like swing trading like for thousands of pips, there's no point in you marking up on this weekly chart. But I'm pretty sure that's like 4,000 pips up. I might use that in the future. But let me go back. I'm in the monthly right here. Weekly is the same thing. On the weekly, every one of these candles is a week. Same difference. I mean, it's just like every time frame you switch to, the amount every candle is going to equal that thing. So right now I'm on a daily. It says D. Every one of these candles is a whole day. So this is where I usually start my markups at. What I do is I'm coming on here and I'm going to grab this good old black. This is my, I actually have my templates over here. Hold up. My daily line. My daily lines are just gonna be black. And then we do these color coordinate just for the purpose of people knowing that if you see a black line, it was drawn on the daily. If you see a gold line, it was drawn on the 4-hour chart. If you see a green line, it was drawn on the 1-hour chart. So what we do is look for levels of support and resistance. Now, for you guys who are new, this is gonna be like, the hell are you talking about? But for you guys who have been here, support and resistance is nothing major. It's a lot of us should be able to find this by now. But I even know that some people still struggle with it now. I want to say Ray shows you guys to use a line chart right here, which basically just shows you where price actually closed at, not where it wicked at. It just shows where the body of a candle closed at. Now, if you guys don't know what the body of a candle is, that means you really ain't been through the academy yet. But the body of the candle is basically the solid part. So right here is the body of a candle, and then the wick of a candle is right here. This little skinny piece. That's the wick. That's the body. And I know I'm being real basic right now, but we getting there. We getting there because the basics are important. So on my daily chart, I'm looking for points where, well, this is how I do it. I do it where points where price tap, where a lot of wicks are at. So what I'll do is come on here. I'm just listening. I'm basically like going by my eyeball, and I'm looking for a point like this where I have 1, 2, 3, 4 ends of candles right here, and they're all looking the same spot. So I do is just drop a line right here because I know that that's a nice level of support because price didn't want to come there. Now, if you guys don't know what support is, I'm going to tell you that also. Support is when, well, I'm gonna make this real simple. Support is when price is on top of it. Support equals price on top. It's literally just that simple. So when you have a point where all of this up here is coming down to this line I just drew, this one line, this is a level of support. You see how price keeps coming to it and bouncing off? So think of support as holding price up. Price is holding price up when it's support. Now, where support and resistance go hand in hand, they're like equal and opposite. I make this real simple also. Resistance is when price is below. They literally go hand in hand. And I'm gonna say 9 times out of 10, price comes back to the same level of support and becomes resistance and vice versa. For example, let me go up here to my arrow. Right here, even though price peaked above this a little bit, this was a level of resistance. This right here, that's way too long of an arrow. This right here, oh, where are you going? Bam, okay, there you go. Support, support. All when price is on top, that's all support. Even though price didn't tap right here, this is still, it's still testing support in all these points right here. You see price is still riding above it. Now, when you see areas where price didn't quite get to your line, like right here, know that these lines are more of zones than they are just a perfectly straight line. In a perfect world, these lines would mean everything. But these lines, one line I drew so far, it's just a level that indicates where price has been going at over and over. But these lines are actually more of like a zone where price doesn't want to be. Now, if price always came to a perfect line, that would be great for all of us traders because it'd make life way easier. But, you know, trading ain't that easy. Not as easy as everyone thinks. But it's not as hard as everyone thinks either. That's why I'm showing you guys the basics on here, because people make trading harder than it has to be. Now, again, this is all right here. This is all support. And this right here is resistance. Price is below it and came up to it, bounced off. What I'll do to make this easier, I'll make this one red, so you know for resistance. Now I have support be blue. Bam. Now I'll make this red to coincide with that. I turn this vibrate off. I think it's about scared me just now. So I have the red for resistance and I have the blue for support. And this happens over and over and over. And you see that I drew this in this one area right here, but I can bet if I drag this over to the future, you see how price came near the same zone. And what did it do? It bounced off again, making resistance again, even though, again, price did not quite get to it. But remember, this is all one zone. It's not just a line. It's all of this. It's more like this. That's what it is. So this one line, again, is a zone, not just a perfectly straight line across. That's a pretty strong zone too. So let me go back to the beginning of time right here of 2007. And you see how many times this same point has been tapped over and over and over. I'm gonna keep these up here in the corner. Matter of fact, I'll lock these up here in the corner, lock and lock. Now, while me going over this basic stuff for you guys, it should help you guys, should open you guys' eyes some if you've been through the academy. I know the academy, it shows you what everything is, but it shows you like one video of it. The best way to actually learn these is to go do and practice or watch live sessions, because you can't ask questions to a video, but you can ask questions to a live session. So now that I'm back on this, what we do is we find more than just one level of support and resistance. Yes, that one is fine, but we want to find the important ones, and not just one of them. So what I'm doing is I'm taking the same thing, tool again, I'm just dragging these down. So I'm finding my next level, which you see I have multiple touches on here. Now to make a level of support and resistance, or AKA a horizontal trend line, valid, you need at least 2 touches. I like to place mine in places where there's like 3 or 4 touches, because I mean, the more information, the more confirmation you have, the better. I don't want to ever just have one point and be like, hey, I guess this one point is my point of support and resistance. No, that's just one point. That one point could be an anomaly point that might not happen again. So I want as many touches as possible on it. Now see right here again. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 5 levels of resistance right there. Right here, it's support. 1, 2, 3 levels of support right there. Back to resistance on the same lines over and over. You see how this works? Like, it comes back to the same points over and over and over. It comes back right back to it. Oh, my dope. My bad. Drink some more.
It's out for 3, I think, for 3 or 4
Let me
hours.
talk to
Every
my
time
throat
you
be getting
transfer
dry.
it. Right. So it's
But
still
yeah, we're gonna do on this daily level, and we're doing this over and over again. So I'm gonna drag this. Now, see, I'm dragging this line down. You don't actually have to drag a line down. I can just go up here every single time and just grab a new line and just look for a point where price has been like wicking like this and just drop a line right there. Now, how I do this also is one of the little hacks I use is if you see an area like this where price is just like coming up halfway and stopping, good indicator that there's a level of resistance or support right here. Now, in this case, it was stuck in a window of support and resistance. I made this real easy. Little window right here where we're stuck at. This is support on the bottom. Why is that locked? Unlock yourself. Support on the bottom. Resistance on the top. See how price was stuck in the window. But just by looking for that in general, it's going to help you find these levels easier. You see a point where price just like kind of smacks a wall and stops. Oops, I didn't do that one. So now let me scroll over. Look how this same line I just drew in this area came back into play all the way back here. And it's all support right here. It's all the support. Really holding that brother up. So I'm doing the same thing over here. Well, I'll just do it from down this way. Just to show you guys, for example, now I see an area like this. Hold up. I see an area like this. Where again, price has just been stopping. I just hit the brakes right there. So price is hitting the brakes right there. I am looking for a level of support in that general area. And if I go back to the left, is everyone not muted right now? Oh, yes. So everyone should be muted. So now that I did that, you guys see how these lines come back into play. I drew this line off these two areas right here. And look how price came back there again, right there. And then again, all the way over here. Like these lines, when you get a good level of support and resistance, like they come back into play so often. And remember, keeping it real simple, support is just holding price up. Resistance, price is below it. Like it's stopping price from going up. And I'm erasing all of these pink boxes. Bam. I'm keeping this right here though. Same thing, I draw one more like right here in this area because you guys see how price has been tapping. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. If this was my chart and you guys were on class right now, when I go to a chart that's like naked meaning that there's nothing on it, it's just like a clear empty chart like this, I fly to these levels of support and resistance because I've been marking these charts up so long, I just eyeball it and I look and I see where it's at. Now I drop a line and I just go back and adjust it. Like it's just that simple because these lines aren't permanent unless you lock them into place, which I usually don't lock mine into place, which I know it probably would help, but I usually don't lock mine. It's just a simple thing. You just go in here and marking up nice and easy. I'm not even going to mark up this high point up here. This is a real high point. You know what? I will. I'll just drop a line right here. Bam. Here's a little level right here in the middle. If you guys can see it, even a point like this, it just shows you that price comes back to the same thing. This level, this line I just drew, look at this right here. It was resistance. In the middle, it was support. Then it went back to being resistance, all in the same line. And why I keep erasing those off there is so when I zoom out, it won't look like a crazy mess on here. So now that I got that, I can erase this too and clean this bad boy up a little bit. So now that that has been done on my daily, I do the same on my 4 hour. Now, the reason why this is important is because if you only, let's say you go to like make a 15-minute trade. If you only have daily levels, it's gonna make it real hard for you to try and find levels in between all these daily levels, because if you guys can see, look at all these lines that are now in between this now that I went down to the 4 hour. On the 4 hour, it shows a whole new window of levels in between. And I have my template already set already to my 4 hour. Now, if you guys don't know about templates or how to make that happen, what you do is, let's say I just select my regular line. and decide to drop a line on here. That's how my 4-hour lines look. They're dashed. I keep having dashed just to break up the lines a little bit. I have them dashed, but you can go in here in your settings and just change how you want it to look and whatever. I just save it as a template right there. I have my 1-hour line, my 4-hour line, and my daily lines. Close. So I find a little level right here, and look at all that support on that level right there. You see all that support? And then right here on the right, it became resistance. You see all the way across. So again, this one basic thing happens so much. Support, what's my dark blue at? Support, and then right here, resistance. Look at that, over and over again. Like this literally like happens hundreds of times on every time frame. You can just go here and find support and resistance over and over and over. Now, the reason why I'm doing this slow, so when I come back to this, I'm gonna show you guys, I'm gonna put all this stuff together with support, resistance. When I hit diagonal trend lines, I'm gonna show you guys all that. I'm gonna show you guys one of the most basic moves that happen in trading so much that it will definitely make you money if you recognize it. And when you start to recognize it, oops, this is why you should lock your lines, because that won't happen. I'm just gonna lock you in there. I'm gonna lock you in there too. Because I'm not gonna lie to you, I grab my lines again on accident a lot. So now those are locked in. I can go through now and find another level. So same thing, either I can just hold down control and copy the same one, or I can just go up here again and drop a new line. And what I'll do is I see a low point like this, and I drop a line there and see what I have. If I don't like it, I adjust it. If I have points like this that are very close to it, what I'll do is just bump this bad boy up a little bit. Oh, it's locked, isn't it? Yep. Bump this bad boy up a little bit, like probably there-ish, because now I have levels of resistance in here, level of support right here, support right here, resistance down here, all on the same line. Now I'm erasing all those. And now I can lock this bad boy in place. And lock. And you're already locked. Okay. So now I'm still doing literally the same exact process on my 4-hour. I'm just scrolling by, seeing what I see, looking for these levels. Because these levels will definitely save you a lot of headache. So I'm doing one right here too. And again, we're looking for this to go through wicks, not the bodies of all these candles. Now, you might see, hey, it's going to do some bodies right here. But remember, these are zones, not just a point. This zone right here is probably more like this. If you guys can see it. Well, I grabbed from the wrong spot. It's probably more like this. If I grab right there, there you go. It's probably a perfect zone right there. Could you see how price comes in this area and turns around? You're literally only looking for spots where price goes and turns around in. That's your level of support and resistance on there. And yes, I do know that it's going through the body of all these right here, but I can assure you that in the middle of all these, you see the little levels where price is just tapping and going over and over. And all the way back here, look at that, tap and go, tap and go, tap and go. Price came close to that zone, turned around. I'm telling you, when you get these levels of support and resistance on point, you're going to really make some money. So let me scroll back some more. I might can drop one up here somewhere in this general area. Let me see what I got. Let me scroll to the left and see how it's respected. Look, perfectly. The same little zone right here. Look how price came to that and turned around. Multiple times. Look at that. Same line right here. Now, I'm not going to go through and do all these up here because, I mean, it's not too important right now because in the general area where price is at right now, it's probably not coming anywhere near that anytime soon, but you can always add more lines or take more lines off. I don't know why you would take them off, though. It's better to keep them on because when price hits a certain point, like for instance, you see this line that I just drew right here? It's what I'm making real thick. This line I just drew right here, I just drew it for this area, but look how price took a spike down and went right to that same level, bounced off, and then came right back, broke this line, and came right back to it again. That's how strong these lines are. So now that I've done that on my 1 hour, my 1 hour, I've done it on my daily and my 4 hour, I'm now dropping down to the 1 hour, doing the same thing. Because now you see again, now there's more points on here. So I'm going up here to my horizontal line, and I am going to my template of my 1 hour, which is just going to be a solid green line. I'm looking for these points of that are the same. It's like right here, drop a point. You guys see how price came there, wigged, turned around. Do the same thing down here. Nice little level. Same thing in the middle. Again, these points where price just drops down and turns around. Nice little levels. I might actually bump this one up too. Let me. Oh, it's not locked. Okay. Bump this one up a little bit like that. Now lock it. So you're scrolling through, doing the same thing. And this will be the last, probably the last horizontal line I draw as far as the 1 hour goes. I just want you guys to get an understanding of how this works when you come to marking the chart up, so you guys know what you're looking for. So do you guys have any questions about support and resistance before I move on? Matter of fact, I might draw one down here too. And since I hear the crickets, I'm guessing that means there ain't no questions. So now, okay, so now that I've done that, I did my levels of support and resistance. You guys understand how that works and what those mean. Where are the words at? There's somewhere on here. It matters not. But you guys see how that works, support and resistance. Now that I've done that, what I like to do is my diagonal trend lines. Now, my diagonal trend lines, there's multiple ways you can do this. You can go in, this is my favorite tool right here, where it just says trend line on it. I like to grab that, or you can grab this one right here where it says extended. But what I like to do is I just draw. I got you right. It says, as a new trader, how should I enter a trade on support and resistance? Now that's a tricky one, because sometimes you can get faked out doing this, but I make all these black lines really bold for a reason. I want these to stand out on here. Now, realize all these black lines are my daily levels. I'm not gonna go up here and do all of these. Now, when you come to trading, it's kind of like a probability thing. You're looking for high probability trades and high probability entries. This is how I approach this. If I have, let's say on my day, I open my chart, it's a new day, open up my chart and I see that I have price. We're gonna rewind this a little bit too. Let's say I have price like, let's say about right here. Now, this 4 hour level is my bottom level down here. You see this? There's a long wick. This is all in the daily too. This is my key thing I'm looking at right here right now. Areas like this, areas like this, areas like this. Now I have a strong level of resistance right here. I have a strong level of resistance right here, and a strong level of support right here. Last time price was down in this area was this long, crazy wick that happened one time and price never reached that area. So you see the last time price was actually in this area, like solidly in this area, this is November of 2016. By me having all that data and me seeing that how price is moving in these general areas, I know that price does not really want to be down here. Like, because if you see this, remember, I'm on a daily time frame right now, and this is a daily candle and a daily wick. This whole long move is from 1 day's movement. And I can bet you that this probably happened within the matter of an hour or two, this whole long movement, which is actually a whole lot of pips, which is, yeah, that's a 229 pip wick right there. That means that price tapped that area and did not want to be in that area at all. So by me seeing that, I know that if price approaches this general area, it doesn't want to be down here. So when it does, it gives me a chance to get into a trade. I have a long wick, and remember, this is all dailies. This is a 1 daily candle, a very long wick. Price didn't want to be down there. It tried it again. Price did not want to be down there. It tried it a third time. Price did not want to be down there. Let me saying this. Let me drop down to a 1 hour time frame, so you guys can see that every time price tapped this zone, it just turned around every single time. So when I see that price is down, I could probably rewind it a little bit more if I wanted to, but it doesn't matter. Every time I see that price taps this general area, it can be an opportunity for me to get into a buy. Literally just based off this support and resistance. So if I play this out, you see price, what did price do? It's crawling in that area, tapping, tapping, tapping. I know that price doesn't want to be there. And look what it did when it got down there. It skyrocketed off. And where'd it go? It went right back to this daily level right here. So by me seeing this, I know that if I got in the buy, I got in the buy right here, I would have been in negative, but I would have the confidence to know that price would probably not go any lower than this area down here. And how I would know this is because price didn't want to be out there in the first place. So when it's down there, it's just testing you, testing you, testing you. And even when it was testing you, let me erase this box real quick. Even when price was testing you, erase this purple box too. Is it highlighted? No, where's the end of it at? Hold on, let me get to the edge of this box. Okay, let me zoom out and then erase this real quick. And zoom out even more and erase this real quick. There we go. So, bam. Now let's go back to where we're at on 1 hour. Me seeing that when price got into this general area, this is where the box was at right here. When price got below this area, it's fine because you can even see that when price pushed up, it tested the same zone and then it blew straight past it and went to a daily zone. What should my target and pip goals be is the question. So by me seeing this, if I got a buy right here before this move even happened, your goal should be as a new trader, 20 pips. All you want is 20 pips. If you can get 20 pips, you can get 200 pips. And I know it sounds very simple, but it's very true. If you can get 20 pips, you can get 200 pips. Let me rewind back to where we're at real quick. Let me X out of that and rewind back to where we were. All the way over yonder. Now, this is where pending orders come in. I see that price. Let me erase this off here. I see that price is in my zone down here below this yellow line. Remember, this is my 4 hour level where price does not want to be at. All I'm looking for is 20 pips. That right there's a 20 pip candle. Let me play this out some. I'm going to slow it down before I play it out. Now, this is where pending order come in. Now, you know what a pending order is? A pending order is we have a thing called limits. A limit is, I'm gonna make this real simple for y'all. This is for a buy limit or a sell limit. A limit is just like this. Oh, wrong tool. This is what a limit's gonna be. Price isn't there yet. When price taps there, I'm going. That's your sell limit. Oops. I'll put this as a sell limit. This is a sell limit. When price is below this, when price gets up here and taps this area I want to go to, I'm selling. Now, a buy limit is the exact same thing except it's opposite. So what a buy limit is when price does this. Price is above your zone. When it taps this area, it's going, you're good. And this is your buy limit. Not Bucky. Now, how those play in with this simple technique is, what you want to do is set it to where you're only looking for 20 pips. So when price hits this 4 hour zone right here, I'm in a buy no matter what. You see how price came back to it, bounced off, came back to it, bounced off. So anytime you saw that price approaching this area, it could have been your chance to get a nice little pop. Right here, smash straight through it. But again, this is about probability. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times the price bounced off. You have 1 time the price smashed through it and then just stayed down and then came back up. So let me play this out. Oops. Come on, play. Price took a dip. It found support here, resistance here on the right. But remember, at this point, you would not be freaking out because you know that price does not want to be down there. So all this time when price is dancing around, playing around, you're not freaking out, you're fine. And then I guess this was a, whoa. I'm guessing this was a news move. So I want to say I actually caught this trade. Now that I think about it, I caught this news buy off a harmonic pattern. That matters not. But my goal, how I trade this is I trade zone to zone. So if I'm in this buy from this gold line right here, which is my 4 hour level, I'm in a buy limit. When price taps this, I'm in this trade. And when price is going, it's pushing up. That first zone to zone trade is 54 pips. And when I say zone to zone, I mean, you're looking for price to go between your level of support and your level of resistance. If it blasts past that, that's fine. Your pip goal should, again, be 20 pips. But I mean, on this trade right here, I got all the way up to 55 pips off this one blast up right here. And then your next target, let's say you enter this trade 2 times, which some of us do and some of you don't. My next target would be here. And the reason why I trade this like this is I'll make this one orange. And this is a zone of, let me see. This is a zone of almost 50 pips again. So that's a 100 pip move, we're going to say. Let's see exactly what it was. So remember, we weren't in this trade down here. We were in this trade from this area. And that is exactly a 100 pip move right there. So by me doubling this trade, which again, some of you shouldn't do, especially not when you're new trading, but by me doubling this trade, what I can do is 2 sell limits, man, my bad, 2 buy limits right here. So again, I would have been in this trade all the way back here. So when price tapped this zone, even though it went negative, I'm still in this trade. My stop loss would have been below this low point down here, because I know that if price breaks this low point down here, price is probably going to continue down. I mean, it would have created a new low. But again, remember, price does not want to be in this area. It doesn't want to be in this zone. It's been bouncing off every single time it came to this zone. So by me knowing that, my first take profit would have hit 55 pips. Well, close to it, 54 pips. My second take profit would have had me at 100 pips. And my third, which is way up here at this 1 hour level, would have been 130 pips up. What determines the set of specific zone? This is the same thing I went over, my level of support and resistance. These zones, you see right here, this right here, again, this is a 4 hour level right here. And the question was, what determines to set a specific zone? My zones are literally just my levels of support and resistance, because that's the areas where price gets stuck between. So looking at this, I'll make this nice and thick. This is a 4 hour level. This is a 1 hour level. So I know that if price busts through this 4 hour level like it's supposed to and goes up, look where it went to in the past. Price bounced off this 4 hour level and went right to this 1 hour level. And it came down and went right back to this 1 hour level. Like, that's how price likes to move. It moves within these same levels of support and resistance that I drew earlier. Even right here, this isn't the prettiest, but you can see that right here, what did price do? It pushed down to a level, down to another level, and then it went up to another level, and then up to another level. Like, it just kind of stair steps its way up to a level. So that's how I set my take profits, based off those levels, because I know there's a higher probability that price will be right back there to it. So on this, I could have made a possible 100 pips or a possible 150 pips just off this one movement right here, just by being steady and staying in my trade. And the reason I didn't freak out is because I know that price did not go lower than my previous low. Now, how that helps you is, and again, I'm not doing Fibonacci's and all that stuff advanced. This is literally just like basic trading right here. How I see that is, I see that this is my previous low. For one, price does not want to be in this area. I know if price actually gets down below this, I'm out this trade. I'm closed out. I'll take that L. Like, losses come with wins, but we want more wins than we want losses all the time. Like, that's just what it is. Let me tell you, playing this out. Now, this is the reason why I have my take profit set with these zones. Look what price did after it tapped that zone. It went back down to the daily level and fell right back down to this 4 hour level. At this point, I'm out this trade. But even if I saw something like this long wick setup, it's just showing me that price again does not want to be in this general area right here. There's another zone that price doesn't want to be in, because every time it comes here, it pushes right back out. So it's kind of like price is trapped in this window in between. It's trapped like right in this. Let me change the color of this box. It's trapped like right, not that box. Try this one more time. Price is trapped right in between here. So I'll make this like that. So you see how price is like kind of trapped in this area? It's not going any higher, it's not going any lower, it's trapped in the zone. So by me knowing that, I'm trading this zone to levels of support and levels of resistance. And that's literally all I'm doing. So let me play you out. Let me speed you up too, because this is going really slow. So again, same thing here. Even though I pressed pause and didn't pause just now. There you go. Look what price did. Price went back down to the same zone. It did not, again, go lower than that lowest low. It didn't even get down until my previous low. And what did it do? Went right back to the same zone again. So that'd been another, if I would have hopped in this again, that would have been another 50 pip pop just right there of simple trading techniques. And seeing that, okay, if you enter a trade and your price goes negative for a little while, it's fine. If you're confident enough in your trade to know that I know price doesn't want to be down here below this 4-hour zone, but it's going to push up here at some point, hold your trade. Set your stop loss, set your take profit. Your take profit would be set right here at this at 80221. Your stop loss would have been set down here right below 79085. So I know that if price gets below that, I'm out this trade. But the whole time I'm just catching 50 pip pops every single time, because price does not want to stay down here. And price does not want to breach this area because look, again, this is all in that same zone of that blue box I just drew. So playing this out, I guess it's done. Oh, no, it's not. My internet's just being slow. Okay, take your time. Take your time. But look, again, look how price is just tapping these same zones over and over. I don't know why this is playing so choppy, but look how price has been tapping these same zones over and over and over. I want to say this is when a new trend started right here. But even with this is still in that same zone where price didn't want to be. And they pushed all the way down here, created a new low, and they came right back to these same zones. So before this new trend was started with all this, like, well, that's actually the same trend. It's all still pushing to the same zone over and over and over and over. All these times you could have been making money off of this. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you, with this one right here, you probably would have took that L. But that's one loss out of, it would have been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It would have been 5 wins and 1 loss on all these trades. And it would have came back to the same well again. That would have been 6 wins and 1 loss, all off one pair, off strictly trading support and resistance, off knowing that you have a zone down here that price does not want to play in. And you know that almost every time when price came back into this window, it went back to your previous level of resistance up here. Remember, resistance is on top, support is on the bottom. This is resistance on the top and support below. Like, you literally can trade things that simply. If you get real intimate with one pair, I know that sounds a weird word to use for trading, but if you get real intimate with one pair, you can recognize when these moves are coming because you'll know that this is a zone where price doesn't want to be at. There's no zone of uncertainty on here. You know that price doesn't want to be on here. Every time it gets down here, it's popping right back up. Like every single time, you see it happen over and over and over and over again. So now, and that was a long answer for that, but that definitely will, matter of fact, no, I'll do. Let me go back real quick. I'm erasing that. I'm gonna take a little screenshot of this. I'm gonna fix this to a buy limit, and then a sell limit, so you guys can have this little screenshot of what this is. Because I know going to the academy, you guys are gonna hear sell limit, buy limit, or you're gonna get a trade from using swipe trade. It's gonna say buy limit or sell limit, or you guys are gonna use the Harmonics scanner. It's gonna say put a pending order in, and the pending order is gonna say, you know, you're gonna be like, what the heck is a pending order? Now, almost every single time you get into a trade on the Harmonics scanner, it's gonna be a limit. And the reason why that is because when it sets up a pattern for you, price hasn't got to the entry yet usually, or either it's right at the entry. So by you setting a limit, let's say, I know I'm jumping ahead for some of you guys who haven't even opened the scanner yet. I know a few of you guys have been practicing with the scanner. But for you guys who have been practicing with it, if your price is up here, I'm changing the color as arrow. Your price is up here and your entry is right here. Set a buy limit so that when price taps that entry, you're in that trade. That it's literally just that simple. You don't have to sit there and watch it. And if the trade hasn't happened yet, or if your D hasn't hit entry yet, set a buy limit, set a sell limit, let it ride. You don't have to sit there and babysit your trades the whole time. I'm in a few trades right now that I've been in almost all day, and I'm not watching them because I used to have the problem of watching them nonstop. I might go and check up on them in a few times throughout the day, but my main thing is I set my stop loss, I set my take profit, and what happens in between that happens. I'm not going to freak myself out and hop out of a trade because it's in negative right now. If it hits your stop loss, it hits your stop loss. Just know next time why it hit your stop loss. There's no point in you getting try to learn how to trade if you're not going to take the time and figure out why things happen the way they happen. Because literally just off this movement right here, you could have made a lot of money could have been made on this. Like a whole lot of money could have been made on this. Like every single one of these 50 pip pops could have been, let me do some math for you guys. So I want to say Andrell asked me about this earlier about like how much with the micro lots and stuff. So if I had a 0.01 lot size, I can't talk, 0.01 lot size, we're going to say at 50 cent. Well, at 50 pips. 50 pips. 0.01. Now, for a 0.01 lot size, every pip you get is going to be 10 cents. Just too close up here. Let me, oops, I didn't mean to do that. Let me, why are you doing this for? One more time. Let me erase those two. I try to make that look nice and easy, but it definitely, I made it harder than it had to be. So 50 pips times 10 cents. What is that, $5? I think that's $5. 50, oops, because you can't see my calculator on my calculator's on the other screen right now. We're gonna go 50 times, I'm pretty sure it's $5, but even though I haven't typed it in, times 0.10. Yep, $5. I was right. It equals $5. Now, think about that all the way down. If you do a 10-cent lot size, that equals $1 per, it's $1 per pip you're getting. That's going to equal $50. Interesting, let's keep on multiplying it all the way down. If you do a dollar, or AKA a full lot, it equals $10 per, and it equals $500. And this is all off those same little pops of right here from the bottom. So every time you're popping this, let's say imagine you had a full lot on each one of these. And that's 500, no drawdown, 500, little drawdown, 500 again, 500 again, 500 again. Right here, you would have took a loss. You might have took like $100. Well, let me see. If you're already up like $1, $2, $3, $4, $500, you take I can't do math right now. That's actually $2,500. You take a $500 loss right here because your stop loss would have been right below this, which would have been down. Let me see. Your stop loss would have been down 60 pips. So you take a $600 loss on this one right here. You're still up $1,900. You hit it right back again when price gets right here with another 50 pip pop. That's another $500, another 50 pip pop, $500. Now, the reason I'm saying $500 is because I'm just making things real easy. But even if that was $5, that's $5 every single time you hit one of those trades. That's right there is $1, $2, $3, $4, $5, $25. Take that one loss, you're down to $20, back up $25 again off this one little pair in this one little zone. So as you see some traders will post like where they have a $10 lot size. At $10 lot size, every single pip you get is $100. So yes, there are people out here really making like $5,000 per trade. It's possible. There's people out here making between $5 to $5,000 a trade. It's all depends on your account size. So don't be out here over leveraging, because that happens a lot. People have a $100 account and they're like, you know what? I'm going to take this good old trade with a $1 lot size or a 10-cent lot size. Now, a 10-cent lot size on a $100 account is possible. But if you don't know what you're doing, do not do that, because you're over leveraging like crazy. What's going to end up happening is you're going to take an L. This can be a $40 loss. And that is 40% of your account. You're way over leveraging on that. I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but what I'm saying is as a new trader, don't do it, because you're going to end up blowing the account and you'll be like, I don't know what happened. Or you're going to take somebody's signal from swipe trades or from the Harmonics scanner or from anything, and let's say it's win. You're like, you know what? Let me bump this lot size up on my $200 account. You're going to take an L. That's $190 because you over leveraged it. Now, over leveraging means that you use a lot size too big that your account can't take it. And sometimes, let's say for instance, you have a $109 account or a $200 account. You're in a trade and this is going negative, and you don't have a stop loss set. It's just falling. Let's say, for instance, you didn't have a stop loss set right. Oh, let me grab my line real quick. Your stop loss wasn't set right here, and the price got all the way down here. At that point, this is you turned a 60 pip loss into a 125 pip. Whoa, yeah, 125 pip loss. So you basically doubled your loss on that. So if you had a dollar loss house on that, that's $1,200 you just lost, and you could have stopped at 500. You see what I'm saying? So definitely set them stop losses, man. Because if not, you might be falling out of here. And what happens is if your account is over leveraged, a thing happens called margin call. And margin call happens when you have a trade that's going on that's too big and it's getting closer and closer to your account being zero, and closer to your account being zero, but you don't have a stop loss set. It's going to stop the trade for you. It's not going to let you completely go like negative $1,000 or negative anything crazy. I want to say every broker I've ever had, they stop you before you even hit negative. So you might be end up with $1 in your account. And best believe I have been there where I've ended an account with $1 in it because I over leveraged like crazy and took some L's that I shouldn't have taken, trying to be too risky. It happens. People do blow accounts, but the benefit of having someone like me and someone like Ray and people like Steph and people who have been trading before is that we're here so you don't make the same mistakes that we made. And I'm not gonna lie to you, it will happen. It definitely will happen because people are gonna take them L's, man. People are gonna be hard-headed and take them L's. Now, do you guys have any questions? So I know today all I did was I went over a lot of the basic stuff. I didn't even get to doing diagonal trend lines and the break and retest. What I'm gonna start doing is Sunday, Monday, it's gonna be basic stuff, and then Thursday it's gonna be the advanced stuff. So the harmonics, the entries, all that stuff like this. This right here is a real simple entries on how you can get into a trade with confidence. And you know, like pay attention to. I'm glad it was very helpful, man. Ryan said this training has been very helpful. I'm glad I can open you guys' eyes to some stuff. Just so you guys know, like if you're going to the academy as a new person, some stuff's gonna sound real foreign to you. And the analogy I always use is think that this is your first week living in China. You can't ride the bus yet. You can't ride the train yet. You can't read the signs. You can't even buy food. You don't know how to use any of the money. You don't know what the money says on it. None of that stuff. But the longer you live there, the more you're going to be encompassed to seeing like, okay, I know what this means now. I know how to ask for help. I know how to do this. You can say basic sentences. You know, you start getting there to the point where you become fluent in it. When you become fluent in that another language, and this new language now is Forex and Forex trading, you can be like, you know what? If I can trade Forex, I can trade stocks. If I can trade Forex, I can trade commodities. Like they all go hand in hand. They all trade the same way. But once you learn that language, man, it's in you. Like it's ingrained in your system. And so I'm gonna end this call if you guys don't have any questions. I'm glad it was very helpful for you guys, but this was just a night of Forex basics. Like, you know, like I said in the text message, this is back to the basics. But on Thursday, I show you guys how to incorporate these basic things into the advanced trading, as I always do. I want to have one day for each. I know we have new people coming in like every week. People have questions every week. If you guys have any questions for me, just hit me up on my Instagram at Elmodern Trades. Oops, I can't say my own name. That's my Instagram. If you search on Instagram, you'll find me on that on Instagram or Facebook or anything like that. It's all Elmodern Trades everywhere. Even on my YouTube channel, it's gonna be Elmodern Trades also. So I'm taking the screenshot and I'm going to copy this and save it for you guys who needed it. Nice and simple. All right, you guys have a good one. And if you guys are gonna hop on Thursday, I will be on here on Thursday. You know, y'all be easy.